Hi everyone! Thank you so much for joining me in today's pick a card reading. Welcome or welcome back. So in today's reading, we're going to be talking about what they love about you, and this would be a specific person in your mind. So I have 3 piles for you today. First pile is the bear with this crystal. Pile number 2 is the elephant with this green crystal, green and brown crystal. And pile number 3 is the cave with this blue, dark blue crystal. All right, so take a deep breath. And then choose the pile that draws your eyes the most, or you feel most drawn to, and I'll meet you there. Hi, welcome to pile 1. If you chose the bear card, number 24, or this light peach pink crystal, you're in the right group. Welcome, pile 1. Actually, let me place the crystal here. Okay. So I did pull a couple of cards ahead of time, but the intention of this initial card is as an energy check. So this would be how you would describe yourself or a major attribute of yourself at this current time. So we're going to read from the book on number 24. So for the bear, if you want to take a screenshot. The spirit of the bear wants you to search for balance in your life by reminding you that, just like the seasons, you must learn to put your energy into action when there is abundance and save it when there is scarcity. You can't have the same level of productivity all year round, and that is okay. Be wise, make a list of priorities, and include your mental health and your spirituality in your chores. Find your rhythm. Learn how to rest. Just as with any other task, resting requires practice. Quiet the mind. There is no rush. Life will be waiting for you to return. But know the difference between resting and being lazy. Don't fall into procrastination habits rooted in fear. Don't let tasks accumulate to the point that they become a burden. There is enough time if you find balance. So this card in balance is finding balance and harmony, working wisely, listening to your body, and being organized. Out of balance, experiencing chaos, feeling stressed, feeling anxious, and experiencing burnout. Okay. So, actually the main feeling I am getting from this card is not really the chaos, maybe previously, or you're just coming out of chaos, but I really feel like you're finding your balance. Maybe you were burnt out from overworking yourself, being anxious or having anxiety around a certain situation that drained you. And this is really a time of maybe, I want to say hibernation, kind of recovering from all the energy you've exerted. And having come out of the hibernation, now your life is more in balance. So I would say a major attribute of you currently in your life is someone that has prioritized things that they value and want in their life, and maybe also deprioritize the things that were not bringing value in your life. Because, I mean, this cat and the bear look peaceful. So that's how I would say your current energy is. Just knowing when to rest, and then knowing when to move in action. If that sounds like you, then this is your pile. We can continue. If this sounds kind of off, please feel free to check another pile, or we can continue if it sort of resonates. It's up to you. So I'm gonna put this to the side here. And then these two cards I pulled from the Romantic Lenormand deck is how this person that is on your mind sees you. So this could be your specific person that you're thinking of, whether platonic or romantic. First card is Clouds, card number 6. And then the second card is Dog, card number 18, which reduces to 9. So the Clouds card in Lenormand kind of reminds me of the Moon card in traditional tarot, in that it talks about something being hidden or obscured. Like the clouds are covering or obscuring part of the sunlight. So this can mean confusion, uncertainty. But for me, the feeling I'm getting in this card for pile 1 is that the clouds are parting. So maybe this person that you're thinking of has had some confusion around this relationship or connection, but they are gaining some clarity, because you see this man in the sky or person in the sky blowing the clouds away. So kind of parting the clouds to allow the sunlight back in, the clarity back in. And with the Dog card, Dog denotes, loyalty, man's best friend. So just refer to a friendship or, some sort of established relationship. Where maybe at one point there was camaraderie and friendship with each other, and maybe something that recently happened had clouded the situation. But it feels like the specific person that you're thinking about is gaining clarity on the situation. Okay, so the next question I want to ask, which is the main portion of the reading, we'll be looking at what this specific person, if this resonated with you, what they love about you. So we're going to pull 5 cards from the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. I've already pre-shuffled, but please, Spirit, help me align to pile 1's energy. Allow me to channel clear messages for their highest good, to allow them healing and to connect with their highest timeline. Thank you, Spirit. So let's look at what this person on your mind loves about you. So what does this specific person on pile 1's mind love about them? What does this specific person love about pile 1? These cards are flying. What does this specific person on pile 1's mind love about pile 1? What does this specific person on pile 1's mind love about pile 1? What does this specific person on pile 1's mind love about pile 1? Whoa, too many. I'll take the top one. What does this specific person on pile one's mind love about pile one? Oh, okay. Oh, top one again. Oh, put these back, but I will note it. One more card, please, Spirit. What does this specific person on pile one's mind love about pile one? Specific person on pile one's mind love about pile one. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Wands, or Queen of Rods in this deck, and then Page of Cups. So we have Queen of Wands, Queen of Wands is someone that is creative, very attractive. This person could be very attracted to you physically. Someone that has a fiery spirit, very, maybe could describe you as, not spicy. I wasn't gonna say spicy, I was gonna say feisty. Maybe this person thinks you're spicy. And then the Three of Pentacles. I just see this, when I see this card, I think of someone that is hardworking, very diligent, and has a craft or like a career that they are thriving in. But traditionally this card does, refer to collaboration and partnership. Maybe this person feels like they work well with you. Maybe this is someone you know from work or a work setting, or maybe from school, some sort of institution where you guys had a chance to collaborate together. I mean, this could even refer to even maybe a hobby, or if you play video games, or some sort of activity that you do in a group. They've had a chance to work with you, and they feel like you guys have good chemistry, is the feeling I'm getting, especially with the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, or cups in general, are about someone that is maybe tapped into their emotions. The Page energy is a very youthful energy, I think, combined with the Queen of Wands. It is giving me a youthful vibe, like very vibrant and full of life. And someone that is tapped into their emotions. Maybe they think that you're also somewhat of a romantic, or someone that is very loving and caring and compassionate. And I think flanking the Page of Cups, Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is someone that is, very independent, very self-assured, successful in their own right, very comfortable. They have a comfortable lifestyle. They are abundant. So definitely this person thinks that you are very successful. You have your head on straight. You are hardworking, and that has paid off, and they are proud of you for that. And the confidence, shines from within you, not just in your material world, but even within yourself. And then finally, the Wheel of Fortune, which is the only major arcana that we received. It's a card about, a change of fortune, or going from maybe bad luck to good luck. It kind of makes me think of someone that is able to turn lemons into lemonade, that saying. So this person sees you as someone that, regardless of the circumstances, you make the best of it. This is the feeling I'm getting. You're not too afraid. I see what's standing out to me are the books that each of these beings are focused on. Makes you think of someone that isn't afraid to put in the hard work and to do what needs to be done in order to get the result that they want, in order to turn things in their favor. So this person definitely thinks very highly of you. And even in the Nine of Pentacles, I do also get the feeling of just someone that they find very attractive, not just physically, but you're just very magnetic. They feel like people are naturally drawn to you. And they like that about you. They're proud to be that you are someone that they know, or that is in their, you know, friendship circle or social sphere. Oh, I forgot to check bottom of the deck energy. So the Two of Cups did come out again. It came out while I was shuffling as well. I think it was with I want to say the Nine of Pentacles. So this does feel like someone that feels a connection to you, perhaps romantically. And maybe you guys did start out, like I said, as classmates, colleagues, that turn into friends because of this dog energy right here. It does feel like something happened recently that maybe changed their perspective about the relationship with you, and it caused confusion and maybe some fear, because the clouds, there is some heavy clouds here. And while they do feel the attraction, they're hesitant to step forward because maybe it could not damage, but it could risk the relationship if things were not to work out. But it does seem like there is mutual attraction here. Okay, so we're gonna pull more cards about what else do they love about you. And this is the Hidden Love Oracle deck. I believe that's the name. I will post the names in the description box below after the reading. I actually did forget to shuffle this, so let me shuffle it now. Oh, these cards are so big. Okay. I'm gonna shuffle it off camera so I don't mess these cards up. Okay, one more shuffle. Okay. Spirit, please show me what else does this person on Pile 1's mind love about Pile 1. Whoa. Okay, these two cards want to fall out. What does Pile 1's person love about Pile 1? What does Pile 1's person love about Pile 1? What does Pile 1's person love about Pile 1's spirit? I feel like I should pull this card. One more card, Spirit. What does Pile 1's person love about Pile 1? Okay. Oh, I gotta move everything up a little bit. Okay. Definitely makes sense with what we saw earlier. So this confusion card does kind of line up with the clouds card that we were talking about earlier. But I feel like I said, that now that there were clouds here, but the skies have cleared. You can kind of see it here. There's some darkness around the sun, but it has cleared up. So they were in a confused state. Let me pull another card just to be sure. What was Pile One's person confused about? What was Pile One's person confused about? Please clarify the confusion card, Spirit. Okay. Intimacy. I do feel like with this confessions and then intimacy, that maybe there was a somewhat recent incident. Maybe you did actually confess or either send a message or you spoke in person about how you felt. Or you had a moment or you had a moment of intimacy where you guys were more vulnerable or more connected than ever before, and that caused this person confusion. Because while previously you had this established friendship or working relationship or whatever sort of structure you already had to this relationship, that had recently changed. I do feel like this person put up boundaries while they were in this confused state. But like I said, I do feel like they're coming out of it. And whatever confusion they were is clearing up for them, because right after the confusion card is peace and commitment. And, you know, here it says balance, harmony, and friendship, which also ties in with the bear. I know this is supposed to be what they love about you, but I feel like this ended up being like, it feels like the progression of the relationship, or the connection you had with this person, or from this person's perspective. And the peace card is giving me a feeling of kind of letting go or opening back up, like the flowers opening back up again, whereas before they were in this energy of being closed off because they were trying to protect themselves. I mean, the commitment card with marriage promises fidelity. I mean, it may or may not actually lead to marriage, but I do think they are thinking about being comfortable with maybe exploring what the next steps in your relationship would be. I do want to see the bottom of the deck, which is bitterness, resentment, anger, hurtful words. So I do think that this is the past energy, because again, it looks almost like darkness, black and white, and it fits in with this bitterness card. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't. I'm just going to put it on top of this. And then below that is nourish. And then escaping. I do think that this was, it almost looks like a dead plant to life and flourishing again. So I think this person is opening back up and being willing to see where this connection takes you both. And I think that with the nourish and the peace, again, connecting back to that bear card, you know, even though you guys had maybe an argument or something that rocked the relationship, they saw you, maybe from the sidelines, still continuing to be independent, thrive in your own life, find balance within yourself despite the shakeup. And they really respected you for it, and they admired you more for it rather than being someone that clung to them and chased them, perhaps. You kind of stood your ground and you worked on yourself. And that has helped them see you from a different perspective, maybe a clearer perspective. All right, so that's all the message I have for you, Pile 1. I hope that was helpful and gave you clarity about the person on your mind, how they feel about you, what they love about you. Please like and subscribe if you felt anything resonated in this reading. It would really help the channel. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this elephant card, card number 40, and or this green brown crystal, then you're in the right pile. Welcome, Pile 2. My intention for drawing this card, I asked Spirit how you would describe yourself. So this would be maybe a major attribute of you currently. So we're going to treat this as an energy check for you to make sure you're in the right pile. So we're going to read this from the book, Alchemy of the Spirit Oracle deck. In case you want to take a screenshot. The elephant, the spirit of forgiveness. Forgive all the people you once were. The spirit of the elephant brings the message of forgiveness, which needs to be done through compassion. It's time to make peace with all the people you once were. With the version of you that was naive and was fooled, with a version of you that fell in love with the wrong person, with a version of you that tried a job or started a business that didn't work out, with a version of you that gave up on your dreams. You did what you could with the wisdom you had at the time, and now you can do better. Now you get the chance to become the person you needed when you were young. And when it comes to forgiving others, try to offer them the same compassion you give yourself. Even if you feel they don't deserve it, but you do, forgiveness is always a gift to yourself. When in balance, it's about being at peace with yourself, feeling compassion, understanding, feeling content. Out of balance, pitying yourself, criticizing yourself, holding grudges, resenting. Okay. So the feeling I'm getting with this card is that perhaps recently you have come out of a major transition in your life. Maybe the number 40 is significant to you. You could be 40 or in your 40s or something like that. I do get this feeling of someone that has learned to be at peace with themselves, and you have been someone that has been through many transitions in your life that has brought you to this current point. Some of it could have been very disappointing, traumatic, but you have come out stronger for it. And you know, the elephant is one of the largest land mammals on Earth, and they also have amazing memory. So I always like to say or joke around that my sister has an elephant memory because she remembers things from childhood when she was very young, details that I don't even recall. So maybe that you're that type of person, someone that has a very sharp memory. And that has served you well because you've used those memories, those lessons, and you've kind of turned them into gold. You use them as stepping stones to become an even better version of yourself. So I do feel like you are someone that is strong. The number 4 is, some number of stability. So standing firm in the person that you are now. And it's holding this, I think it's called a dandelion, which kind of gives me a whimsical feeling, very childlike feeling. And the elephant is being very delicate with this thin stem and having fun with it. So I think you're in a place in your life where you're feeling more lighthearted, you're ready to move forward and not let the past jade you, and you want to continue to be someone that is optimistic, compassionate, very tapped in with maybe the divine feminine. Even if you don't identify as female, the divine feminine is someone that is creative, compassionate, empathic, connected to their emotions, that is feels strong enough within themselves to just be able to receive rather than feeling like you need to go after everything. Because I do feel like currently the elephant is standing still, and they're okay with that. They're kind of letting life take them. They're going with the flow. So if that sounds like you, or the energy that you're currently in, or how you would currently describe yourself, let's continue. If this doesn't completely resonate, you can continue to listen to see if the other cards maybe will resonate with the person you're thinking of, or you can check another pile. It's up to you. So these 2 cards that I pre-pulled from a shuffled deck, the Romantic Lenormand Tarot deck, is how the person on your mind sees you, or how the specific person that you're thinking about sees you. So the first card that I pulled is woman, and the second card that I pulled is man. So number 29 and number 28, which I thought was kind of crazy or uncanny, even if this is not about a man and a woman. It could be male, male, female, female, non-binary, doesn't matter. But to me, this is giving me the feeling of divine counterparts. So the person that you're thinking of definitely sees you as someone very balanced. You have both the strengths of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So you know when to assert yourself, you know when to stand your ground, go after what you desire, but you also know when to tap into your divine feminine. Like I said earlier, about someone that is open to receiving, very fertile, abundant. And then I also, like I said, get the feeling of this person does see you as someone that balances them out, where their weaknesses are your strengths are in that aspect. So let's say maybe you are the more introverted person, and you know how to reflect and connect the dots within things in your life to find meaning in there. And maybe this person's more extroverted, less of a person that likes to reflect, and you help this person reflect more on their life and help them connect the dots where maybe they didn't see that there was a pattern. You point those things out to them. These are examples that are coming to mind. All that to say is that this person does think very highly of you and thinks that you two are very balanced together. So this could be a friendship, it could be a romantic partnership. Maybe this is someone that you are already in a relationship with. whether marriage, you know, a partnership, a romantic partnership, a long-standing friendship, if they've already discovered these things about you. I don't feel like this is a new connection. This feels like a connection that has already been established, where you guys have had your ups and downs, and you know where their strengths and weaknesses are, and they know where your strengths and weaknesses are, and that they can see that there is balance within that. Okay, make sure this is all in camera. Okay, so next what I want to do is pull from the tarot cards to see what they love about you from the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. I'm going to pull 5 cards. So Spirit, please help me align with Pile 2's energy. Allow me to provide clear messages that can bring them clarity, healing, and help them align with their highest timeline. Please, Spirit, help me see what they love about Pile 2. What do they love about Pile 2? What does this specific person love about Pile 2? What does this specific person love about Pile 2? The 5 of Pentacles came out. Let's see what else comes out. Oh, okay, 4 of Cups. Okay, let's put these two together. Knight of Cups, 10 of Cups. Well, that card jumped out. 8 of Swords. What do they love about Pile 2? What does this specific person on Pile 2's mind love about Pile 2? Five of Swords. Okay. It's interesting because these are some pretty, what's underneath? Ace of Rods, okay. So the energy I'm getting is you have been through some, I'm just gonna say, you've been through some shit, Pile 2. And I think this ties in with the major life transition that I referred to when talking about the elephant. Flanking the central energy of the Knight of Cups and the 10 of Cups, which is very positive, is someone that has been through perhaps a dark night of the soul. Seems like there was a past conflict, maybe with a previous person, a previous relationship that you're coming out of. The 5 of Pentacles and then the 5 of Swords on the ends. You know, 5 is a card or a number of major changes or transitions, so that does make sense. And it feels like perhaps there was a previous connection that left you feeling disappointed, wounded, you know, maybe even put you through some financial hardships that left you out in the cold. And this other person that your specific person saw you experience this other person maybe stabbed you in the back or betrayed you, or kind of, it was like every person for themselves kind of energy. Like they only cared about themselves and didn't care about you. Maybe this is a divorce. And this person was merciless. And I do feel like, I mean, it doesn't have to be a man, but maybe for most of you, I do get the feeling that it is a man, but I'm kind of drawn to how this person is, your specific person on your mind currently is like, almost reminds me of someone with the brows furrowed, a little bit frustrated for you, upset for you, watching you go through this, watching this other person treat you this way. And maybe it felt like they had to sit back, they couldn't really do anything about it. And then you have the Four of Cups and the Eight of Swords. I do feel like based on the Five of Swords to the Eight of Swords, though it was difficult, I do feel like there was progression. Like the clouds were dark, now the sky is lightening. It's not as dark as it once was, although you're moving out of this energy of feeling blinded or blindsided, blindfolded within your own mental prison, your own despair. And you can't see that. You're pretty much just steps away from being at the end of this hardship. You're coming out of it. You're no longer trapped. These ropes that were tying this person are loosening and they're falling away, is a feeling I'm getting. And with the Four of Cups is sometimes talking about missed opportunity, like you're so focused on the Three Empty Cups and kind of lamenting the loss of that, or the hurt that you were going through, that you're not paying attention. I kind of intuitively feel that this hand being outstretched to you is from this person. They were waiting for you to come out of it, to extend an Ace of Cups to you, perhaps. And then kind of Six of Pentacles. It does remind me of the bottom of the deck energy with the Ace of Wands. Like this person sees a new beginning with you, but perhaps they don't want to push you. They know you're healing currently. Having said all of that, I think, with me asking what they love about you and these difficult cards coming out, I do feel like they have a respect for you. They see you as someone resilient, that even when life beats you down, you don't stay down forever. They see you as someone that is immensely strong emotionally. Because in the middle is the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So they see you as someone that is connected emotionally, not afraid to move forward and to take risks in love. They see you as someone that could bring them Ten of Cups, this happy family energy, that you would have a great partnership with this person, a great relationship with this person. Or if this is not romantic, I think I'm getting the feeling for a couple of you that this is platonic. They see you as someone that brings joy to people's lives. That you, despite everything, are optimistic, and you don't let anyone take that from you, because that is the core of who you are. You are someone that remains connected to their inner joy. But I do feel like this Knight of Cups, Knights are about movement. I feel like it's as if, you in this central energy, you are maybe lifting your head up, you're grabbing that Ace of Cups, and you're moving forward. You're ready to move forward. And it feels a little bittersweet, but it's clear, it's like, brighter skies or brighter days ahead. And this person has immense respect and admiration for you, having seen you or witnessed you going through this difficult period in your life. and still coming out stronger for it, optimistic, ready for what life has to bring you next. Okay. My intention for this next deck, I think it's the Hidden Love Oracle. I will confirm and put it in the description box below. But this is to see what else they love about you. Well, I feel like this kind of described an experience you went through that they watched you go through, and they have a newfound respect and admiration for you. So let's see what comes out, or what messages come out from this deck. So this time I did pre-shuffle. I didn't pre-shuffle for Pile 1. So let's see, what else does Pile 2's person love about Pile 2? What else does Pile 2's person love about Pile 2? What else does Pile 1's person love about Pile... Oh, I'm sorry, Pile 2's person love about Pile 2. There's sorrow, pain, memories. What does Pile 2's person love about Pile 2? I feel like this card wants to come out. What else does Pile 2's person love about Pile 2? We have exhaustion and obsession. Can you please clarify sorrow and pain? Okay, that came up fast. Twin flame. Can you please clarify exhaustion and obsession? Can you please clarify exhaustion? Breaking point. And then please clarify obsession. Oh. I didn't even get to shuffle. I'm not going to take those. Okay, okay. Beauty. Bottom of the deck, ecstasy. Let me put this up here. And then family underneath that. Okay. I do think these cards underneath, I'm gonna move them out of the way. Put them up here. I do feel like this is confirming what the tarot deck was saying, with sorrow and pain, loss, grief, depression, and then apprehension, fear, and cautiousness. It's, to me, it does feel like I said, like this is the energy that you're coming out of, but they still see you as someone that is healing. In memories here, reminiscing, dwelling, bittersweet. Also black and white, then these are colored cards. And then this falling on top of that was also black and white. This is the twin flame card, mirroring shared feelings, reflections. You know, I mean, take it as it resonates with the twin flames, but I feel like reflection stands out to me here. especially with memories. This is definitely someone that has shared history with you. And maybe they see you as a twin flame, although I did mention earlier with the man and the woman that they saw you as a divine counterpart, soulmate, someone that is very compatible with them. So I think also for them, with the mirroring, watching you go through this has also brought them a little bit of pain and sorrow on your behalf. And this memories card does remind me of Six of Cups. So maybe this is someone that you've known since childhood, that has watched you grow up, or you've watched each other grow up. You've come in and out of each other's lives for many years. And I do feel like there are a lot of fun memories that they look back on between the two of you. So they have an affection for you. And they reminisce a lot. When they think of you, it says bittersweet. I feel like they have a softness for you. Like maybe they are more hardened to other people, but for you, they hold a softness for you. And this happened with Pile 1, but this deck seems to, instead of saying what else they love about you, I feel like it looks more into how they're feeling about you currently. So maybe that's the message that Spirit wants to pull from this Oracle deck instead. Exhaustion and obsession with breaking points and beauty. Was it? Yeah, it was breaking point with exhaustion. I do feel like they've been waiting for a long time. Maybe they've watched you go through this separation, difficult period in your life, transition in your life. And it's been many months, maybe even a year plus. And they've watched you go on this long journey. They know that you're exhausted. And they are trying to wait patiently with this breaking point. But it's becoming overwhelming, and they may not be able to hold back their feelings. Maybe this is someone that has been interested in you for a while, and they never let you know. And they're getting to a point where they can't hold back anymore. I do also feel like this is speaking about you also not reaching a breaking point, but kind of reaching a precipice in your life where it's a turning point in your life where you're finally coming out of this dark night of the soul, this really difficult time in your life. And you're starting to move away from that. So I do feel like that is a message from these two cards as well. This obsession card with this beauty. I wouldn't go so far. I don't feel like a negative feeling from the obsession. I feel like it is more referring to how attracted they are to you. They feel passionate towards you is the feeling I'm getting. The adoration here, like, you know, the good and the bad, they love everything about you. They feel like you two would fit well together. It's the feeling I'm getting from this. And, you know, beauty, charming, graceful, kind-hearted, ties back with the elephant energy that I mentioned about feeling that you're compassionate. It feels like you're whimsical, that you love life, and I feel like they find that beautiful about you. Maybe you have a childlike energy that you kept throughout all of this, and they find you charming. They find that charming about you. So this beauty, I think, not just within physical, but also they find certain quirks about you beautiful. And then the bottom of the deck energy was ecstasy. And I love the sparkles. Also feels very whimsical to me. And like sparkly, like glitter. So I do feel like this person sees you as someone fun-loving, maybe the life of the party. Even if you're introverted, you know, when you're with your people, you shine, you sparkle. Your authentic self, you know, stands out above the rest to this person. And you know how to have a good time, is the feeling I'm getting from this. And like another new bottom of the deck was family. So I do feel like this person sees a potential for maybe having a family with you that could, you know, be with children, or because we did get the 10 of Cups earlier. Maybe you already have children and they love how you are with your family or with your children, and they see themselves fitting in well with your family, is the feeling I'm getting. All right, those are all the messages I'm getting from these cards. I hope you found the clarity that you were looking for. I hope you got some insight on this specific person on your mind, what they love about you, what they're thinking about you. Please feel free to like and subscribe if any of this resonated. Feel free to also leave feedback or suggestions on what readings you'd like to hear or see in the future. It would help a lot. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, welcome Pile 3. If you chose this number 10, the Cave card, and or this bluish black crystal, you made it to the right pile. Welcome Pile 3. Oops, put this away. So my intention when pulling this card from a pre-shuffled deck from the Alchemy of the Spirit Oracle deck, I wanted to use this card as an energy check. So I asked, how would you describe yourself? What is a major attribute currently in your life? So we're going to read from the book for this card, pile number 3. For number 10, the Cave, if you want to take a screenshot. The Cave, Moment of Shadows. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasures you seek, by Joseph Campbell. That's the quote. You are approaching a dark cave within your spirit, and it's time to look inward. It takes courage to look within yourself. It takes even greater courage to see and accept the parts of yourself that are not pretty, the shadows. But it is often easier to see them in others than to acknowledge your own. It is often easier to project onto others what you don't like about yourself rather than admitting on occasion you could also be the bad neighbor, the bad partner, the selfish friend, or the arrogant person. Maybe in someone else's story, you are the person they need to heal from. You are human. You are bound to make mistakes. Yet it can be a humbling gift to realize that on occasion you can be in the wrong too. This is the time to dive within yourself. Sorry if it sounded wrong. Dive within yourself and recognize the parts that aren't all that pretty. Not with the intent to punish yourself, but to be aware of what you need to heal. This too is an act of self-love. Meeting your shadows is unsettling, and the ego might not like to hear that you are not perfect, so be patient if you encounter resistance. While you sail through your inner realm, remember to be kind. In the places where you find more darkness, this is where you need to pour more love. Healing is a process that doesn't happen overnight, so be kind and compassionate to yourself. In balance, knowing your shadows connecting with the unconscious, controlling your impulses, being aware of your flaws. Out of balance, blaming others for your actions, lacking control, acting impulsively, feeling irresponsible, being unaware of your limitations. Okay. So, on how you would describe yourself, or maybe major energies that are currently existing in your life right now for you. And I did have a slip of the tongue where instead of saying dive into, I said die into. So it almost reminds me of the death card, where you are doing a major evaluation of who you were before and really assessing how your actions have impacted others, good and bad. Almost like a life review. So it's the feeling I'm getting. And you know, the cave, the way they described it in the book, sounded like a dark night of the soul. So you could be in a period of your life that you are in hermit mode in a cave, assessing maybe something that recently happened that didn't go well, and maybe there was an argument or something exploded that you weren't expecting, and it was based on something you said or an action that maybe you didn't mean for it to come out the way that it did, or something. That I'm getting a feeling of something like that. There was like some sort of good intentions, bad execution is the feeling I'm getting from this. And that it's made you reflect on the type of person you want to be, or the type of person you want to show up in your life, or how you want to show up in your own life. And you know, I do see the stars in this background here, and it reminds me of hope. And with the moon, like hope and guidance. I even though this may sound pretty negative, I do feel like when you come out of this cave, out of this hermit mode, you know, from death to rebirth, like I feel like the person that you're coming out as is someone you're going to be proud of. And I think you're already starting to see glimmers of that with the stars. And so maybe previously you were in despair, you felt hopeless, but I feel like you're moving into a place of hopefulness, of learning from your past mistakes and being stronger for it, and being more intentional about your actions and the things you say, your words. And you know, there's two snakes here, and snakes, you know, do represent shedding of your old skin. So really transforming yourself in that way. So I do get a feeling of transformation from this. So you're going through a major transformation of the self. If this resonates with you, with your current energies, then we can continue. Or if something connects, or maybe you're not sure, feel free to just continue listening. There could still be messages for you in this pile. Or feel free to check another pile to see if those energies resonate with you more. It's up to you. So I did pull cards already from the Romantic Lenormand, and it's 2 cards. And my intention with this was to see, based on the specific person on pile 3's mind, you know, how do they see you? So how does the specific person on your mind see you? So the first card we have is the Garden, which is number 20. And then also number 16, stars. So again, we do have the stars imagery from this card and this. And the stars card for Lenormand is about hope and wishes coming true. Similar to the star card in the tarot deck. So this person sees you as someone that is typically hopeful, and, you know, regardless of how things start, like, I do see you, they see you as someone that is able to manifest what they want in their life. Like, whatever you wish for does eventually come true. Maybe not exactly how you want to, but the overall thing that you wanted to come into your life, it does. This person sees you, I'm getting almost as a feeling of being lucky. But the luck it's not really luck, it's like you are the luck. Like, you bring this into your life. You are the star. They see you as a star. With the garden in the Lenormand is about community, and like almost as if it's like a public place for people to gather. So I do feel like they see you as someone that is maybe in the public eye. Maybe you have a following on social media or YouTube or something like that, or you're somewhat known within your community. Like, you have a good reputation is the feeling I'm getting from this. And you are someone that is connected to their community. Like, you're not someone that is always in a hermit mode. You are well connected. You have friends, family, loved ones around you. That, you know, you support and that support you. So this is how this person sees you. Someone that's hopeful, someone that is well loved by their community is the feeling I'm getting from these two cards. Let me make sure everything's in frame. Close enough. Okay. So next, we're going to pull from the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck to see what they love about you. So what does Palace 3 person love about them? So, Spirit, please help me connect to Palace 3's energy. Allow me to pull clear messages on behalf of Palace 3 to provide them clarity, insight, healing, and I'll help them align to their highest timeline. Thank you, Spirit. So what does the specific person in Palace 3's mind love about Palace 3? What does Palace 3's person love about Palace 3? What does Palace 3's person love about Palace 3? I think this card really wants to come out. What does Palace 3's person love about Palace 3? Let's pull this one. What does Palace 3's person love about Palace 3? Nine of Cups. What does Palace 3's person love about Palace 3? What does Palace 3's person love about Palace 3? The Hangman. What does Palace 3's person love about Palace 3? What does Palace 3's person love about Palace 3? What does Palace 3's person love about Palace 3? Whoa, too many. I feel like this will first. I will take these. So come out again if they need to. Let's see what we got. Empress, Queen of Swords, Page of Wands, they're all the way. What does Palace 3's person love about Palace 3? Okay, Serpent of Rods. bottom of the deck energy is Five of Swords. What is this? Eight of Swords. Three of Swords. Okay. The Five of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune underneath that. Okay. I mean, main traditional message about this is about heartbreak or a broken love relationship and it leading to major heartbreak. With the Five of Swords, I do feel like this was some sort of romantic relationship that ended, that really hurt you. Maybe that's what led to this cave or this dark night of the soul, and you reflecting on maybe how you contributed to the ending of this relationship, the things that you could have done better, the things that you did right, the things that they could have done better. But with that next to the Nine of Cups, I feel like this is something that happened, but it was in the past. I don't feel like... I feel like you've already worked through this energy for the most part. You've come to terms with the ending of this relationship. And, you know, this person saw you go through this ending. And yet you still remained hopeful and you kept that hope and faith within yourself despite going through this difficult time, this dark night of the soul. And with the Seven of Rods or Wands is, for me, I mean, I feel like this, it feels to me like you have already established boundaries around yourself to protect yourself. And maybe that means that, you know, with the juxtaposition of this Three of Swords, you put walls up around your heart to protect yourself. And that's how, or this is, I think with these two cards, because this is coming out with what they love about you, I do think that they admire the strength that you have shown and the self-respect that you have shown yourself through this difficult time. Maybe for some of you, I am getting a small feeling like that maybe the person you're asking about is the person that you broke up with, or that they broke up with you. That may not resonate with everyone, but I do feel like for a few people, this person is the person that you broke up with, or they broke up with you, or that you had this ending with. And then around the central energy is the Nine of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Nine of Cups, again, is about wishes fulfilled, similar to the Stars card, about you being able to... And then this little peacock feather ties in with this garden. So I feel like you're in both of these energies right now. Yes, you have moments of happiness, of hope, you know, glimmers of hope in your life right now. But you also have moments where you have some inner anxiety about the future. So you kind of oscillate back and forth between maybe hope and worry. Because with a lot of endings or major endings, you know, it does bring in the unknown. And the unknown can be exciting or it can be scary, depending on your perspective. And with the Hangman in the middle, I do feel like, again, this ties in with the cave, like you're not making any major moves right now. You're really focusing on inner enlightenment, reflecting, on everything that has happened before making any major moves, which I think is smart. And underneath the Five of Swords that we saw earlier is the Wheel of Fortune. What's underneath that? Two of Rods. So I think soon enough, once you are somewhat confident or comfortable with who you are going to be or who you want to be moving forward, the next chapter of your life is going to feel like a change of fortune. And you're going to be planning for a future that aligns better with you. Because with the heartbreak and the boundaries, it feels somewhat like maybe this person that you were with, you didn't have healthy boundaries. And once you set those boundaries, it was kind of too late. Like that, there was the way that the relationship was established didn't allow for you to be someone with healthy boundaries. And that's a strange message. I hope that makes sense. That was a feeling I was getting, is like you wanted to stand up for yourself and be more true to yourself and respect yourself more. And in the relationship you were in, that's not the person that they knew you to be, and they could not accept that. Like that person was no longer aligned with who you wanted to be, who you wanted to be when you were authentic to yourself. I hope that made sense. So for those of you that resonate with this person on your mind being this ex, I do feel like they still have the things that they loved about you, they still love about you. You know, hopeful, well loved by your community, you know, a family person is the feeling I'm getting. And with the Seven of Rods, I get the feeling of also someone that bounces back. And they admire that about you as well. Like, you never stay down for long. Okay. I want to pull more cards about what else they love about you. And we'll pull from this deck. I did already pre-shuffle. So what else does this person on pile 3's mind love about pile 3? What else does pile 3's person love about pile 3? Let me put just possibilities. Make sure you see it. Okay. What else do they love about you? What else does the specific person in pile 3's mind love about pile 3? This one. What does pile 3's person love about pile 3? What else? What else, Spirit? Okay. Bottom of the deck energy, family. I think I do get the feeling for some of you, this is a family member or a platonic friend that you're asking about their thoughts. And for some of you, I do get the feeling of someone that you're interested in. Potentially romantically. But I get the feeling that with this one day, like, it is too soon, it is uncertain. You're going through too much in your life right now to really even be able to entertain this potential, romantic partnership or something like that. Return. Resistance. I do feel like this person, if it is someone that you're thinking about romantically, does see potential with possibilities one day in family. They do see a potential that perhaps one day in the future that this could be something that they could explore with you. But it doesn't feel like right now is the right time, and this is more like a distant possibility rather than it be something that is in the forefront. For those of you that see this as someone that is, or asking about someone that is a family friend, platonic relationship, I do feel like this person is watching you, go through this new beginning in your life where you're starting over. And you're still in the thick of it with the shocking and influences. Actually, let me pull more cards for those two. Please clarify, Spirit, shocking. Please clarify, shocking. Let's put this card. Open heart. And please clarify influences. Memories. And the bottom of the deck is resistance. Secret admirer, suppressing, timid. Shocking almost reminds me of when someone is not, this is just a metaphor, but like when someone's having a heart attack or something, you have to get those machines to shock the person's heart to start beating again, is the feeling I'm getting from shocking and an open heart. This person sees you as someone that is coming back to life, but it's like the very beginning stages of it. And they love that about you because, again, it is showing your resilience, that despite being knocked down, you get back up. And with influences and memories, in this case, I feel like they see that you're being, this is like, with the Eight of Swords, that you're kind of going through it, working through your inner anxiety and chaos with these memories of this past relationship and the attachments you've had, the old attachments, and releasing them. So they definitely feel like you're strong for it, for doing the hard work and putting in the effort to actually heal those wounds rather than suppressing it, ignoring it. You're learning from it. with resistance as the bottom of the deck, and then heart fog. For those of you that resonate with this being a potential future love interest, you know, the secret admirer stands out to me with, and then heart fog, mixed signals, blocked emotions. It's like the glimmer is there, but Spirit is really asking that you focus more on your own inner healing rather than that moving hastily into another relationship. Like this person, if they are meant for you, you know, this will happen. You don't need to rush it. This person doesn't feel like they're rushing you. It feels to me as if they are also being patient with you, watching you go through this dark night of the soul and trying to figure out who you want to be coming out of this. Like I don't feel an energy of them trying to push it. Like they want to take their time. And that is also Spirit's suggestion to you, is to, you know, say your goodbyes to your old self, to the old relationship that you're letting go of. And doing that will allow you to move forward in a healthy way, perhaps to this next love interest when you're ready. And if you resonate with this being someone platonic or a family member that you're asking about, I also get the feeling of them not wanting you, hoping that you don't rush into another relationship too quickly. Maybe that is a pattern that you've had previously of going from one relationship to the next. Okay. Those are all the messages I'm getting. I hope that it made sense and it resonated with you. Sorry, I got a little bit confusing because I was getting in this pile that this could also be a platonic relationship, or like I even said, for some of you, you're asking about the ex that I mentioned or your previous relationship. Okay, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Please like and subscribe. Please feel free to leave feedback in the comments. Let me know what reading that you would like me to do for future videos. I greatly appreciate the feedback. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.